So yeah, Charlotte will glance back at the humming just because, that's downright fucking endearing. And we'll have a bit of a worry about her, but we'll go ahead and head over towards Lena's because that is where all the cool kids are today.
I think the first person I'm going to shoot... Yeah, you'll see Samantha fucking out. I'll get Samantha first. She will be outside. But the first person you see is Elda. Sammy.
Old fucking...
The battle axe herself.
Yeah. Fucking warrior mom. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me she has the fucking shotgun for no reason.
Oh yeah, it's the most jarring imagery of her doing the laundry with the fucking shotgun like over her shoulder. So it's like, oh, so this is what? Oh my god! You know what I mean?
And that is the most Get It Fenris thing I've ever fucking seen, essentially. So, yeah, she will make her approach and try not to die. No, she'll approach. And, as she's getting, about to where that front gate is, as it were, because there is definitely a line. Everyone knows where the line of this territory is. And before she steps on it, it's, oh, hey.
Give me 1 second. I was fixing my manicam.
Evening, Samantha.
There's like a look over. She heard the footsteps coming. You see her just put the laundry basket down and take the fucking shotgun off the fucking her shoulder. Not in like I'm gonna shoot you down, but just that instinct. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the shrug it off like it's fine. I'm just getting comfortable. Ugh.
Look over. Hello, daughter-in-law.
There's a bit of
Actually,
a
no.
smile.
Should say daughter, not daughter-in-law.
You know what? I think it's the first time she's done that.
Because you're married now.
Oh. It is a weirdly warm, fuzzy feeling. Like, oh, you have a shotgun, but that was really nice.
I trust you, Orwell.
As well as I can be.
Good. The Oryxons are here.
Do I hear?
The disgust in her voice.
She will try really hard not to look at her taint at how fucking fussy Samantha is about that.
The Oryxons are here. Like, just pure disgust in that voice, Katie. Ugh.
Ugh. Ugh. Oh, she'll...
Lena has advised that I continue my duties outside. Advised. Again, the disgust.
Is there anything you'd like me to grab from inside for you?
You do not wish to talk to me? Or would you just much rather talk to the Oryxons?
Perish the thought. No, she'll come over and honest, you know what? It's not like she's in a heinous rush. No, she'll come over and honestly, if Samantha lets her, we'll begin helping, snag out a thing, hand it to her, so it's one less part of the rote of hanging the wash.
It's probably jarring because Samantha is 6'2".
Christ, that woman is tall.
6'2". I think 6'3".
I mean, she loves that about him. Always wanted a tall man.
Yes, yeah. The Trinities are tall people.
Charlotte is completely dwarfed by Viking Mom.
But the Viking family.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, she comes over and it's one of those things where it's always been okay. Kinfolk. Even closely related, family of the people that I care about. But now it's Viking Mom. And it's that jarring moment where you finally manage to comprehend that someone that you always felt like was your size or smaller than you, or it doesn't matter how tall they actually were, it just didn't register, and now it does, and she's just like, Jesus. Like, there's a moment there where she's like, oh, Probably when she goes to like hand over the first piece of laundry so that she can hang it without having to take the extra step over to bend and grab it.
She has the big dark hair as well, very reminiscent of Lily's color. That's what you notice about the Trimmonds. They're either bright blonde or really dark haired.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit of a side glance. Dare I ask if anything else has gone well? Anything else has happened besides this latest visit?
Considering the events of the wedding, it is going well. Nobody has died.
You know, I definitely counted that as a bonus. There's the little nod as she hands over the next item, like, yep.
It saddened my heart to hear the Sigurdsson bloodline had died.
And now?
It is good to see things. There has always been a rivalry among our people. To say just very matter of factly,
Mm-hmm.
But the war took everything from all of us and left us a very different tribe. So it is very good to see some of the old blood returning to the land. So it's very like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you see it. Samantha's just proud. You know what I mean?
I mean, hell, it sounds like, from what I've heard of everything that happened back in the war, a lot was lost when families were lost.
Portions of my original family are more or less gone.
I'm sorry.
They died as Fenrir. That is all we can ever ask them to do. It will be what you ask your children to do. If they are, if they change. But it will be what you will tell them to ask of the people they marry. For they could also be Guru. They could be very well Fenrir. It will be a lesson you will need to teach them, especially the daughters.
It's like a glance, like, wait, what? Like this got so far out of her hand so fast.
Your role will be the most important for both your sons and daughters. You will have not long with them, so every moment you will have to make precious. But you will also have to teach them.
Live well, die well.
You must teach them the tradition. For one day they will be teaching their sons and their daughters.
I hope you won't mind if I lean on you almost 100%. Like, there's a glance, because let's face it, teaching the traditions that I don't know and wasn't raised to. That's not daunting.
It's not just about being a Fenrir to a Glasswalker, it is being a Guru. Your people do not go to war?
Of course we do.
Then you will teach them, because you will still go to war. There will always be a battlefield for you.
It's a nod.
The traditions of my people will come later when they're old enough to understand, but now they must learn to accept that one day, in the mind of a child, you will not come home for a while.
Yeah.
He is teaching them to be strong for the future, for the day you never come home.
It's a very sober nod.
My children, I try to teach this lesson too. Some have learned it, some did not.
Yeah.
But all know, and all understand.
Yeah. Does that mean, I guess, for the others who's teaching them to, that one day the person they cared about wouldn't come home? I've never had to. I mean, Felix already knows.
But you will have children with him, and they must know too. It is the first lesson Lily learned from her mother. The first lesson Lena and my husband and his sister learned from their father.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you can tell Charlotte's kind of lost at it. Just like, man, you think I'm going to teach my kids the alphabet, but no, you get to teach them one day mommy doesn't come home.
But you do not make it dreadful. You don't wish to traumatize them, but teach them reliance on themselves.
I have no idea. She kind of finally glances over how to do that.
Well, look at my Freya. She is able to function in a house on her own, pay her rent, live, wash, look after herself, cook, clean. Completely self-reliant and functional. Same with Felix.
Truth be told, it just kind of seems sensible, really. Even
The first step is to teach them to survive, then give them the reason why they have to.
it's really weird looking back. Even glances. I I mean, my dad was gone before I was born, but you grow up to your mother telling you, yes, you do have to do it yourself because one day I won't be here to do it for you. You just think, oh, one day I'll move out.
We always prepare for the day when they do not come home. It is still jarring when it comes to pass. I have experienced it twice now. Three times if you count what was done to my son.
Yeah, there's just that, and it's a sympathetically kind of pained side glance.
That's a proud woman, Katie. And it's just, she keeps herself proud, but oof. Do you know what I mean? Oof. That's all I'm gonna say. Oof.
I really hope I really hope I'm as strong as you.
I am not strong. If I was strong, I would be able to sit and talk to my children.
I think there is that kind of strength, yeah. But it takes a lot more to see what you've seen and to kind of look so better. Still be able to hold yourself up. I know it sounds, I don't know, silly to say it. But I do admire you for that. Offers her, one of the sheets or shirts or whatever in the world she's been hanging.
I'm sure they have told stories. She'll put her one of the clothes with the pegs about when the wormfolk came to me.
If they did. They didn't exactly highlight it.
After Juno died.
Oh, there's the little nod, that time, yes. Little nod. Ooh, you can see her kind of pulling the breath, whew, yes. I did hear that one.
What did you hear?
He, that he recovered something, brought it back to you. And that you held yourself as tall as a mountain and struck him.
Yes. I did.
Why?
Tradition comes before grief. He is a
What?
nose breaker. I am a...
Oh,
And I am a respected kinfolk of our proud clan. And he is a Silverfang. And I am a Trimbusan. Before any of that, and the gratitude I have for him bringing home my husband's and my daughter's necklace, I must, in order for him to have respect and mine, adhere to that tradition.
Charlotte's actually kind of it's that little nod of oh, you can see her kind of finally catching on because let's face it, she's wondered. Huh. And I suppose traditionally it will always be that way.
Always.
Whew. Right. There's just like that moment where she's clicking things together. Like, does explain why Skyripper's never over at Lena's. Fuck me. Just
Nope. Nope. Has never turned up at Lena's. Nope. Doesn't do it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's a non-detail. It's something that you don't really notice until you notice it. And she's just, just putting things together like that is terrible, but makes sense essentially. So she is just kind of nodding as she clicks things together. And oh, so my hands are the next piece of laundry. Kind of gives her head a shake. Just ooh. I don't think I've even thanked you yet.
Thanks me for what, Charlotte?
I took so long to figure out what I was doing. But when I did, you really came through for me. The wedding. You did a lot. You did the kind of things that I would expect a small army of people to accomplish. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Felix is my son.
That's a little bit of that soft smile.
Very like his father.
How so?
Aside from being lazy.
It's a bit of a smirk.
Honorable. Loyal. And proud.
He is every single one of those. And then some.
Frey is most like Ajax. Felix is supposedly like Ajax's father. But the two have a great sense of whenever there is sorrow. I always found Ajax waiting for me.
She said
Same
whenever
way.
there was what?
Sorrow.
Ah.
I imagine it is very similar for you.
It is. It really is.
Just nod.
What would you say they had from you?
My strength.
You're not wrong.
But you do not need to be concerned. You should go inside. I am sure Lena is no doubt fussing.
Oh, almost certainly. And shall I abandon you to the rest of the watch?
She just kind of gestures and goes to go.
She nods, hands over the last piece she has in her hands. And it does give you a lovely excuse to be outside while they're inside. Just kind of grins back, making a little bit of a joke of it, like, eh.
Yes. That way I do not have to endure erections. Just a
It's just, sassy. You think she'd be
You-
used to
You were not around when the old Ulrichsen woman was. That woman was a cunt.
It's just the, ooh.
And I am glad that she's in the ground because she was a nasty, vile witch.
Who's
Flip
that?
That was Olga.
The kind of skeptical look, like, are you serious?
Yes. The Olga Coulson that I have met recently is lovely. I am so glad the name was put on someone deserving. Do you know what I mean?
Just,
She's like, I can't deal with all this. I can smash her like I can't deal with all this shade. Jesus Christ.
Charlotte is overwhelmed with shade. The shade is so strong that it literally bullies her away. She can't take it. Yeah, she slowly migrates away, just like, oh, well, in that case, just, brisk. The tea is hot today. Whew. Just gonna go for the door there.
Just gonna go over here. Bye.
I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna leave you with that fond memory of some woman you don't like being very dead. Ooh.
You can hear him now. You can just hear her grumbling.
Ooh. Yep. Just gonna let herself in there.
You just hear, oh yes, would not own a farm and that, but look at me now, and you are in ground.
Caddy of Fenris. Whew.
Now who is queen? You flick. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, the majestic hair flick.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, Samantha.
That is perfect.
And you walk into here. So what is the plan aside from take Torvi and block her as far away into your hovel as you can, Runfer? I didn't say lock her away. I merely said that security is our option. Leaves like we've been over this 6 times. Both of you. 6. 6 times. Lost Flame is the safest place. So can we please agree before we go on to the 7th time?
Charlotte just over here quietly taking off her shoes.
They all snap their heads around.
Fuck, now they are going to revisit it for the 7th time because there's a new audience member.
Lily will eventually walk out. I'll go see who it is.
Just me.
Lily pokes her head out like, boop.
Boing! There's that, like, coming up from the lean down to set her shoes aside. Hey,
Hello.
Sorry if I'm interrupting.
No, we were discussing a few things. She just closed the door like, I'm gonna let those two handle it.
She literally uses this as a man, I'm so busy checking who's at the door. I'm just gonna close this.
Yep.
I do like the jerk of the thumb over her shoulder. Just met Torvi for a bit. She's out for the night, I hope.
What's wrong with her?
Well, I mean, can just start with the fact that she's exhausted and feels like she's lost weight. Just stressing herself thin.
Are you sure?
I carried her. I the last time I went down to Lost Hope, she'd, you know, put on weight. She was, glowing, just full and healthy. And seeing her now, I guess I didn't realize how much it was doing until I took a really good look at her and had to hold her up. She's exhausted. She's, there's a glance over, having nightmares.
Anything else you notice?
Hmm.
Anything?
Sorry, what was it?
Anything else you notice? She mentioned anything? Yeah, literally just pull you into one of the side rooms and bleh.
You know what? It's fucking Lily. So she's
Lily's in.
gonna.
Lily's from the cult there, buddy.
Oh yeah, exactly. So Lily pulls her aside, and finally, Charlotte looks over. Yeah, there was definitely something else.
Yeah, she closed the door to one of the side rooms.
I was talking to her about her nightmares, and first it sounded like what you'd expect. Seeing war, seeing, the kind of brother killing brother. It's not something that she, I'm sure, wants this to escalate to if it doesn't have to. But then she started talking about the cycle being wrong, being twisted, and about setting it right. And I asked what she meant, and she looks over at Lily, her eyes rolled up into the back of her head. And the voice she was speaking in wasn't hers.
I fear this would happen.
Feared what would happen.
They're getting stronger.
There was a. Was that literally the Dreadwolf? Was that what that was?
There are old rituals that we use. Just sit down, Charlotte. Clan Carlo is connected to the spirits more than most of the clans swear loyalty to Clan Drummondson. The ones in the cult of the Dreadwolf specialize in the rituals that reach to it. Often these rituals will involve blood. Not a sacrifice, but blood is one of the most potent things you can offer.
I seem to remember this conversation, yeah.
Now imagine the Dreadwolf responses in kind
by even having some of the kinfolk draw from it.
It was after it talked through her. I was helping her up, and there was. I mean, I didn't realize she had marks. She's always in robes, but I saw one on her ribs. I touched it, helping her up. It was.
His mark. I cut mine off. She gestures at the piece. She hold down her black top, and I mean, you can see it. She cut off a top part flesh of her shoulder.
Yep, she remembers hearing about that. It's just, oh, she finally sees it, and it's kind of like, huh. Oh.
Again, it's semi grown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's grown part back, I'm sure, by now, but you're still gonna see that something happened there.
Something. She cut that off with silver, Katie.
Okay, so it's healed over, but there's definitely things happened there. Ooh,
That's how serious she was.
it was, yeah.
Now he has marked me in other ways. But this is the mark of the banner. The mark of the loyalty. Torvi's not in the cult. If you get me. But does that mean that she was not used? In her mind, it's not being used, and in their mind, it's not being used. Do you understand?
There's a tiny bit of a frown that says maybe, but I don't like it.
Kinfolk participate in rituals. I have participated in rituals with kinfolk.
Did she know what she was?
No.
Then how is it not?
Because they explained to her that they're honoring the Great Wolf. They're not lying.
But
They
they
are.
didn't explain what it could do to her.
They explain that he demands a sacrifice. Torvi's get a Fenris. She understands.
It's one of those things where it's just kind of Glasswalker makes a Glasswalker face.
And I imagine some of these rituals, not that the Clan Carlo, they are gentle and good people. But I imagine they have been preparing her for these rituals ever since she was brought to them.
Probably.
They indulge themselves in the spirit world and prophetic ties. Ragnar Carlo was an exception, but even he participated in the rituals where they take an exuberant amount of magic mushrooms.
There's a bit of a glance.
So traditionally, in the olden days, it was to get closer. You don't just worship Fenrir. Sometimes, even for the ones that aren't as in touch with the spirits as we are, it's perhaps their way of connecting. After all, not every kinfolk can manifest a gnosis, can it?
No, they can't.
And those who can are so well guarded. And there are some in Clan Carlo. So you can imagine what they'd impart.
Just it's one of those things where she runs the hand back through her hair. It was sorry, it was just
It is not evil. Not at all.
just jarring.
And if he can connect to her, it means. Now, you might ask yourself, well, what about the self-defenses? You forget. The cult are here.
Oh, I am.
And I would not like to say, But I am partly responsible for that, making sure that he can always slide in. I was a member once, remember?
Oh, no, I know. Just. I've never seen anything like that before. Not like
I
that.
had seen it twice, and they were only in the deepest rituals.
I mean, we were just talking.
I told you they're getting stronger. They are
Well,
at, again, Sunningdale will be a point in which they will not rid themselves of the Harbinger, but they will contain it.
that's the thing. I mean, I believe you that it's not evil. It didn't talk about, I'm here to slaughter your family. It didn't say anything like that. It talked about that imbalance, like, it called it a tumor. And the marks were laying, and it was going to put it back in balance.
I want you to think on that comprehension from a being that thinks of millennia. And what does that mean to you in terms of balance?
I get the impression you're saying this is a lot bigger than the wild and the worm being joined, isn't it? A lot bigger than one town.
The Harbinger is a cancer. Sunningdale, imagine it as a polyp.
It's going to wipe it on the map, off the map, isn't it?
How do you treat such a thing? How do you treat tumor?
It's going to cut it out.
The therapy is aggressive, isn't it?
Of all the stupid shit to say, Glasswalker got a Glasswalker, she's just kind of like, oh, whatever happened to chemo? Just like sits back as she's processing, and it's just the first dumb thing that rolls off her tongue.
That's
Like,
what it's already been doing. It has mentioned sacrifice, hasn't it?
it did.
What is the most powerful substance you can give a spirit, Charlotte?
Probably the blood we've been spilling in the streets.
Imagine the blood of an entire clan of Get.
Yep, she just looks up and over, and man, yep.
And you could say, well, what of the cost of warriors? Imagine that is. I hear the Croatan did very much the same thing.
You mean actually? Like, she finally glances over because it's like a whole clan. Okay, so all of the Trimbusons, all of the people of Wolfsmaw are giving blood, sure. And then it's like, oh, the blood of a clan, like the Croatan, and she's just like, wait, backtracks.
The Croatan sacrificed themselves entirely to destroy a worm-ish representation of the Destroyer. Imagine if the Dread Wolf asked a price of you, and that price was to sacrifice a clan. That is the strength that he would need to rise.
Was
And with this blood, in the time that it would take, and think about time for him. To grow, to strengthen, to develop.
did he know that this would start before it started?
Possibly. I imagine he has been waiting for this. Cycles. Perhaps
It's not in
from
his
what
nature to try to stop it from happening. It's in its nature to be the solution
there.
to the problem.
Finally, the war was the trigger. You never just close a hellhole. There's always something there. A seed.
What'll happen? Once it cuts out Sunnydale, will it get stronger?
I don't
Will
know.
it take resources and get
I
weaker?
don't know.
Yeah, she's just, you can tell it's not that she's demanding an answer, it's she's like rubbing her forehead and thinking and just finishing the thought because she can't help but say, the whole thing.
We don't know where the Harbinger is. We don't know what it is doing. We know that it is up north, but we do not know where.
But if we
Now,
did,
we know that it is trying to come through gateways from the Wormish Plains and to the flocks. I imagine it plans to close the tremor. Therefore, but there will always be a second tremor point, so Sunningdale is the first. You'll have to find a second.
I have an inkling.
You do?
I don't know if it's right. I haven't been there to check in on it.
Where?
North past Wolfsmaw. The storms. I got word that there were some really uncanny things happening up there.
I've heard the stories.
It could be the second point.
Could be. I understand the Furies are keeping a secret. They
There's
were. Find the one named Lyra. I imagine that one will show you where it is. After all, she vanished. So the stories go.
That's what I hear.
Well,
Suppose I should see about raising the priority and making that visit north.
you've hidden away from it long enough.
She kind of glances over, like, hidden? Really? Just, it's the most.
Charlotte, I have warned you about this for a long time, and you have focused on one thing.
Is it hiding to want to defend my own sept?
This is bigger than just one sept.
The simple fact of it just slaps her across the fucking face. Because, yeah, it is.
Your friends have hidden from it from a long time. The very members of this sept have kept it secret from each other for a long time. Imagine what we could have done if we had known.
A lot more than we have.
So forgive my bluntness. But I'm tired of seeing things being swept under the carpet because more pressing things always seem to come into mind.
Yeah, there's. She leans forward again. The hand, like, comes back, ruffles through the hair. Honestly, she'll probably start idly thumbing her lip on the scarred side. Just the texture there. It's become a tick.
And I
And
suspect the spirals know this too, and I imagine they are anticipating.
but they will expect me to wait and finish what I started here.
Of course.
How much of this does the Wormfoe really know about and understand?
I've not told him about the cult of the Dreadwolf.
Not the cult, but the. Like you said, if it was like an earthquake, there are tremors here, but there are tremors somewhere else. There's more than one point on the fault line.
He does not understand the fault line idea yet, only the situational problem.
The immediate threat. Yeah.
Our Timmy has been trying to convince him to allow Calliope to take people out up north. She wishes to settle some business. I imagine if you convince him and add your name to that, he'll start listening. Not because you are any stronger position than our Timmy, but there will be two of you saying it.
I'll weigh in. I can't go back and do it sooner, but I can at least do it now. And if I do it now, then the other potential issues won't be anticipating that. It's not my style. Kind of just looks over and that frank kind of. It's not always the best, but my style is what it is, and let's face it, all they have is prior experience. So.
He just stares at you, much like the picture. You will need to get Torvi to leave.
They're going first light?
Make sure they're gone. It'll only get worse for her.
Yeah.
Charlotte, the first time I saw a ritual like that, the kinfolk willingly went in, and it drained the very energy from his entire body.
Well, going down there, help that much. Is there anything else we can do for her?
I have tried. But the further south she goes, the safer she is. For a time.
She's nuts.
She can abate it while she's here. I have ensured that. But eventually it creeps in. It's not that it's trying to kill her, but you can imagine what the rituals are doing up there in Sunnydale. And with the mark.
She's close enough inside the sphere of influence that it's just going to reach out and touch her regardless.
Now I have managed to minimize the effect, which is why she's still alive.
The little look of like, oh, well, that's good.
I imagine no kinfolk has been slain, not willingly. They would have. My mother would not allow them to die unnecessarily. They would be asked.
Essentially, so yeah, sure, they could die, but only if they say it's cool.
Basically, it's like it's laid out like if you do this, you're going to die. You know what I mean? But it's in the honor of the. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Charlotte's just thinking about the last time she was up there and the rabid fervor, going, yep, that's probably a lot more volunteers than I like to think about.
They would have probably allowed a guru to sacrifice themselves for this.
Oh,
Guru have done it before. Maybe he was someone who was too old. And was in the stages of losing the wolf. That way they could die with honor.
and I imagine a death is way more potent than even blood is.
Again, it is not evil.
No.
That guru is probably going to the hollowed halls. In fact, I am almost certain.
I mean, I can't imagine that a totem like Fenris would punish loyalty.
No, exactly. Again, there is no worm taint. There is no taint. It is just an old way.
Yep. But yeah, she's in a state, but at least for the moment, she's asleep. And I believe they plan to leave as the sun comes up.
Good.
I haven't asked any more than that. I don't want to know.
You can hear Brunfer coming outside.
She just kind of glances at the door because, let's face it, he's probably going to investigate because Lily went away and never came back.
No, you can say he's leaving.
Oh.
Whatever talks they were doing are probably done.
Yeah, there's just a glance as she hears him heading for the door, heading out.
Look at me, you can go and get him if you want.
It's funny because there was something that she really wanted to tell him, and now with all this talk, it's just, oh god, everything. But she does still, hop up, kind of glance over to Lily, I got a BRB, essentially. But does hop up and go to the door, open it so that she can speak to him before he's completely gone.
You can
for a
see him.
moment. Grinfer.
They just look over his shoulder.
Safe travels.
Look at the nod.
I hope everything's. I mean, there's like that little glance because I mean, there was conversation going before. In order.
Just Trumansons and orcs and arguing. Nothing serious.
A faint smile. Is there anything that you need from me?
No.
Well then. I hope your trip is uneventful.
I hope it's not. I'll be eager to try and see if people come try to kill me. As he opens the door fully.
Yeah, there's a bit of a smile because it's about the answer she expected.
If you say nothing more, Winfrey will step outside.
Well, she'll let him go. She's now really caught up on this whole big picture thing.
Okay.
I imagine she'll run over later and really piss him off, but for the moment she's caught up on this. She's still processing, still thinking.
You can see Leaf has probably gone out the back door, and you can see Lena and Lily just sitting in the kitchen.
Yeah, she'll trail back towards the kitchen. Rubbing the back of her head. Finally flumped down. Glance to Lena. Hope whatever needed squaring away is squared away.
Shrug. Everybody's making sure their stance is in politics. Just wave of the hand, you know what I mean?
Sounds delightful. Elena, I know, Artemi's been, jockeying with the Scarper. Get permission for Calliope to take a trip. And I want to weigh in, but what's the best way to do it? So let's face it, even their last interaction got a little sour, so.
Then thinks, kind of in the process of like unbraiding her hair out of the ponytail. Weigh the cost versus the set and put it into perspective in terms of the war effort. If we are close to winning the war, he'll be lenient. If we're not, you're a glasswalker. Present a logical case.
Crunch the proverbial numbers. Makes sense.
Not even a proud Silverfang can deny common sense, as much hard as they try.
There's a faint smile.
That's how I'd approach it. Appeal to the logical part of his brain. He's a practical leader, so appeal to practicality. And don't sugarcoat him. But more importantly, don't insult his intelligence.
Yep.
And don't have your theories do it.
Bit of a
Smart.
glance, like
Snort.
she looks over like, who do you think I am?
Lily just starts giggling. The height, the laugh.
Oh god, her fucking hyena laugh. Yeah, no, Charlotte just looks over like, Madam!
Otherwise, he will probably never talk to you again.
You know,
Ever.
I don't think I'd talk to me ever again either.
Ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Oh. Oh, fuck it, I'm not even mad. Just like rubs her head like, why? It's the face rub.
Considering the levels of, yeah.
Yep, those levels in particular. No. No, I think at this point, if I was going to even allow, not send, but allow any of the rest of my pack to present anything to the worm foe, it would probably be Raimi.
Even then,
Oh, well,
if this means so much to you, and you're presenting this, don't have your subordinate bring it to you. Bring it to him.
no,
It's
of course not.
insulting. No matter how nice Remy pretends to be.
It's like quirks a little bit of a face, like, no, I was just, no. No, I'll talk to him myself.
Well, good. I should have taught you well enough. Just takes a drink. Old Shrimps and women are all shady today, Katie.
They are. The caddy of Fenris is out in full force right now, and it's fucking intense. You know, I do like to think you taught me one or two things that merit some remembering. You know, one or two.
Perish the thought.
Oh, don't worry. I would never admit it in public. Gotta like,
Oh, Lena looks over. It explains so much of your floundering.
what?
Lily just you hear Lily like, whoa!
Wait, what? You can't just turn this around on me.
You hear Lily just, hey-oh! Just a proverbial mic drop.
She literally
believe-
just makes the mic dropping gesture.
Yeah,
I know she
Lily,
does.
Lily just looks over. I think Lena won that one.
Yep. Put it on the tally board. That was brutal. That was unnecessarily vicious, even.
Lena
Jeez.
just looks around. I've been dealing with Orixons all day.
Trying times.
Considering their big-headedness, yes.
Hmm.
I imagine it's quite a struggle for you with one literally in your head. Same with you, Lily. Lily's like, hey!
There's that Charlotte is glasswalkering, fucking third partying right now so hard. Like, oh yeah, they're stubborn. That's awful. It's definitely only a them thing. Like, it's just, yep, yeah, you are.
That just glares at her like, don't you point out my fucking hypocrisy. This is my house. You know what I mean?
That's why she's like, yep. Oh, yeah, that is terrible. Like, just, she says not a word.
Mom's house. Mom can have all the hypocrisy she likes. You know what I mean?
Yep. Anything conclusive happened that I need or
No.
want to know?
You're not a get offender, so.
All right. That's about what I figured, honestly. I'm getting very used to that line.
It's going well. That's what I can tell you.
That's the part I care about.
Mm-hmm. Even though they are stupid.
The little glance over, like, yeah.
But still, thankfully, you're learning something.
The eyebrows lift a little bit.
What? They're learning to ask questions and be sensible. I'm so proud.
Oh, one day it was going to sink in.
I know, I was worried. I thought you would. I was worried.
Took years of being ragabashed within an inch of my life, yet here I am asking at least one worthwhile question.
I know. I feel like that's a victory in my book.
We should throw a party.
No, because that would imply you get lazy again.
With the balloons. Like, looks over, like, but my heart.
You just had a fucking. She slams her hand on the. Just had a fucking wedding.
She fucking starts dying.
So, stands up now. I'm going to lie down. These Gorgsons give me a headache. Just then walks upstairs all grumbly.
Oh. Yeah, she'll let Lena escape. Gotta glance over to Lily.
Lily's already gone. There's the Umbra.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just
Charlotte
look
is
over
sitting
at Lily's
alone
like,
at this kitchen table.
oh.
Yeah, like glances over to say bye, and Lily's just, Puh! She's like, ah, right, it's just me sitting awkwardly at someone else's kitchen. Cool.
Try there, but
Yes, that is the perfect place.